गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
जय श्री कृष्ण। यदि आप जूम मीटिंग में चैट नोटिफिकेशन को ऑफ करना चाहते हैं तो सबसे पहले आपको चैट ऑप्शन पर क्लिक करना है। उसके पश्चात आपको इन 3 बिंदुओं पर क्लिक करना है। टर्न ऑफ नोटिफिकेशंस इस पर क्लिक करना है और यहाँ आपको म्यूट पर दबाकर इन चैट्स को ऑफ कर देना है। इसके पश्चात आपको चैट नोटिफिकेशंस नहीं आएंगे। जय श्री कृष्ण।
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option, and now chat's notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी, बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सतबार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. A very graceful and a divine evening to everyone present here. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I, Bhargavi, warmly welcome you all to this sacred gathering of Vivechan of 5th Adhyaya, first part out of 3 parts. Dear participants, first, to avoid any interruptions during the session, here are a few quick tips for those who may face technical issues while joining the Zoom, which will help us all have a smooth and enriching session together. If no sound, plug in headphones or increase the volume of your phone or computer. If chat box is blinking continuously, tap the bell icon at the top right corner to mute notifications. Voice is breaking or cutting, check your internet connections. If possible, use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. Screen is not visible, click on Start Video in Zoom. Screen is blurry. This happens due to slow internet speed. Try switching your network. Zoom keeps disconnecting. You can also watch the session via the YouTube link. If Zoom suddenly closes, rejoin using the meeting link again. Though Gandhi Jayanti has just passed, it is worth remembering Mahatma Gandhi. He never missed his daily prayer. It was through prayer that he gathered the strength of walk firmly on the path of truth and non-violence. In the same spirit, let us also begin with prayer and invoke divine blessings. I now warmly welcome our respected Ramya Gollaji from Raja Mahendravaram for prayer. Didi is a diploma holder in pharmacy and joined Geeta Pariwar in September 2023, currently giving seva as technical assistant and co-trainer. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं।
Thank you, Didi, for your melodious prayer. Thank you very much. During our freedom struggle, a single lamp of truth and courage inspired many in the same way. Today's lamp reminds us to ignite the flame of inner freedom and spiritual light within ourselves. Lighting the lamp is not just a tradition, it is a symbol of moving from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge, and from bondage to freedom. Let us all welcome the light of knowledge, truth, and liberation into our lives. For this, let's welcome Amita Anuruddh Garteji from Pune. Didi completed MCom and postgraduate diploma in computer science and a teacher by profession. Didi joined Geeta Pariwar in February 2023 and currently giving seva as trainer, mentor, and examiner. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदा नुमः।
Thank you, Didi, for your beautiful Deepa Prajalan. Before we move ahead, here are few important updates for all sadhaks. This Sunday, there will be a grammar session in all languages at 11 a.m. However, for Kannada, English, and Gujarati, the session will begin earlier at 9 a.m. We warmly invite all sadhaks to join and benefit from these sessions. Today, it is my privilege to welcome a very inspiring personality of Geeta Pariwar who beautifully blends technology with spirituality. Shraddha Raodeo ji, President of Hyderabad-Geeta Pariwar, an electronics engineer and IT professional with 13 plus years of experience. Didi has been conducting Geeta classes for the last 9 years with unmatched dedication. From training the very first online Geeta batch in 2020 to guiding sadhaks in Bhopal jail who memorized 12 chapters under Didi's mentorship. Didi's journey is truly inspiring. A devoted disciple of Swami Govindadev Giriji Maharaj, Didi continues to serve as co-trainer, examiner, and vivechak. Let us all greet with warmth and respect. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. And I request all sadhaks to share the Vivechan links to your near and dear ones so that they will also benefit with these Vivechan sessions. I think Didi has some network issue.
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri
Jai Shri Krishna. Am I audible, Dini? I'm sorry, there was a slight network glitch here. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Great. Thank you so much, Jai Shri Krishna. A very warm welcome to this session, all of you. Let us all begin by bowing down to Param Puja Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself, by whose blessings we all are here discussing this very beautiful chapter. Hari Om, let us all pray together. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudevo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। ॐ श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री कृष्णाय नमः। हरि ओम। A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. We all have been discussing something very, very important in our lives, We all are all very lucky, very fortunate to be born as human beings, to be born in this Deha, and being born in this country where Bhagavad Gita is taking care of the entire country, entire nation. We all celebrated Navratri recently and worshipped the Devi Ma Shakti in her in various forms. This one Shakti has been transforming herself into different forms and helping us sustain through this, through all the difficult phases of this life. And she is present in all different phases, and in the form of Geeta Maya, she is here as a Vangmay Swarup of Sri Krishna himself. Vangmay Swarup of Sri Krishna means Sri Krishna himself has said his incarnation in literary form comes in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And why is she so relevant for us? Because we all are seeking liberation. We all are seeking freedom from this from this continuous cycle of birth and death in this Mrityu Sansar. Each one of us is stuck in this vicious cycle. We want this freedom, but this looks very difficult because what we see in our lives is all the saints doing tapascharya, following all different processes which are extremely difficult for us. And Sri Krishna came to our rescue by telling what? Do not worry. I will take an incarnation in a literary form and come to help you, come to guide you, such that without leaving any responsibilities that are expected to be fulfilled from us, without leaving our way of living, without making too many external changes. We have to make lot of internal purification without making peripheral external changes in our lives. How can we attain the same thing that all the saints are attaining? The basic purpose of this entire chapter, we all know that Karma Yoga is basically distributed amongst the three paths. We start with the third chapter, Karma Yoga, then Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, and then Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the fifth chapter that we are beginning today. This elaborate distribution of Karma Yoga in itself explains us how important it is to understand Karma Yoga. Out of the 18 chapters, 1/6 of the part, three whole chapters are on Karma Yoga because it is most relevant to majority sadhaks. It is most relevant to all of us, and hence this fine distribution is done by Bhagwan Veda Vyasji for us to understand the might of knowledge in Karma Yoga that we saw in the fourth chapter. And what is the purpose of this chapter? This chapter is going to explain us the intersection of Karma Yoga with Sankhya Yoga. This chapter begins on a very beautiful note. It comes with a question from Arjun. Arjun is confused as us, probably more confused than us at that point of time. He is not only confused, but he is not only confused. He is in a state where he is wondering why is Sri Krishna telling me about different things? What is the slight background of this entire process? This Sri Krishna has started telling us about two paths. That is Sankhya Yoga, that is Buddhi Yoga, which essentially means attaining the supreme knowledge and getting liberated. And the other is this Karma Yoga. Now Arjun is telling you, tell me just one thing. Already where are we? In the battlefield. In this battlefield, I have asked, Shishyasteham Shadhi Mantvam Prapannam, I am your student, I am your Shishya, I am your disciple, I've completely surrendered to you. Now tell me what to do. And in that, Sri Krishna has started from Atma, knowledge about Atma, then knowledge of Karma Yoga, and then he says slokas like Durena Yavarang Karma, Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. Where he means Durena Yavarang Karma, Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya, Buddhau Sharanam Anvecha, Kripana Phalahetavaha. This is a slok from second chapter. You'll get to know When we reach there, you will say, why Didi, we are discussing the second chapter, third chapter. Understand that this entire thing that we are discussing, the fifth chapter, fourth chapter, whatever, this has come as a continuous conversation. It was not that Sri Krishna said, wait, Atha Tritiyodhyaya, Atha Dvitiyodhyaya. He has not told the Bhagavad Gita like that. It is a continuous conversation. Who has done this compartmentalization of all the chapters? Bhagwan Veda Vyasji did. Why did he do? For our benefit, so that we can understand in segments. How do we see our school textbooks? School textbooks, if you see history, civics, geography, what do they do? The chapters are interrelated, but they are put as chapters. They could have put the entire thing as one chapter, but putting the entire subject into chapters helps students grasp it easily. Similar thing, Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has used, similar logic Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has used, and the entire conversation he has arranged it into different chapters for us to understand them properly. And previously, what Sri Krishna has said is that Buddhi Yoga is superior. And then in the third, fourth chapter, we have seen Sri Krishna has emphasized greatly on what? On Karma Yoga. So, at this onset of third chapter itself, Arjun was very confused. He says, see, you are mixing up two things. Vyamishreneva vakena buddhim mohayasi vame. He's telling Sri Krishna, you are confusing me. You are completely changing my intellect. You are confusing me. Buddhi mohaya sivame. Tadekam vada nishchitya. One thing you have to tell. Tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuyan. Just tell me one thing. And what thing? Shreyo hamapnuyan. The thing that is beneficial for me. Don't just tell me anything. So he has already said that in the third chapter. Then Shri Krishna told the entire Karma Yoga. And now again in the this fifth chapter, Arjuna is still confused. What does he say? The first look, Arjuna uvacha sanyasam karmanam krishna punaryogaincha shamsasi yachreya etayorekam tanne bruhi sunishchitam. In the third chapter, he has already said, Tadekam vada nishchitya. Here he is saying, Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Same thing, what is the reason for his confusion is shlokas like this, where Sri Krishna has at one point praised the Buddhi Yoga, that is the Sankhya Yoga. What is Sankhya Yoga? That we will see in detail in the second chapter. But what he is saying here is that you have to attain the knowledge. Only by attaining the knowledge, only by attaining this knowledge, we can attain the ultimate liberation. We can attain the ultimate liberation by the means of knowledge. And how attaining this knowledge is superior. And then Sri Krishna has told that Karma Yoga is going to help you attain that knowledge. What has Sri Krishna said in the fourth chapter? Shraddha labate jnanam. The one who is following the path of Karma Yoga with full faith, with full devotion, is eligible to get all the knowledge. So he has emphasized again in Karma Yoga also, he is emphasizing on knowledge. Arjuna is saying, Hare, we are back to square one. Again, this confusion. Once you are saying Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yoga Inja Shamsasi, you tell me one thing. Yat Shreya. Here also he is asking, what is Shreyaskar? What is superior for me? So why, when this question comes, why Arjuna is very favorite for Sri Krishna? He has never thought about what is beneficial for me, but what is superior for me. What is the difference between beneficial and superior? Doing yoga, it is beneficial for us, but when we do yoga in a proper disciplined way, it becomes much more superior to us. Things can be beneficial. Earning money is beneficial now, but in which way we earn it? There are superior ways to do it. There are inferior ways to attain money also. So Shri Krishna doesn't say, tell me what is beneficial. Tell me what is superior for me, which will help me attain moksha not only in this world but in the other world also. So his emphasis on dharma, his emphasis On no matter if the path is difficult for me, I will still follow it because it is as per the dharma. That trait of Arjun makes him superior, makes him more favorite of Shri Krishna. So here he has again asked the same thing. Tell me one single thing. Now there is another angle to this shlok. See, we also go. Suppose we go to the market and say, "Bhaiya, ye, give me some." Bhaiya will quote some price for the product we want to buy. He is assume 500 rupees. But I want this in 200, 300 rupees. I say, नहीं नहीं भैया कोई एक बात बताओ. Now that fellow has told only one number. He is sticking to that one number, but the customer will say what? No, no, you tell me. No, you give me for 200. No, no, okay, give me for 250 max. Then he will come down to 450. Then again, for that negotiation will happen. Why? Because the customer has not heard what he wants to hear. Arjun is saying the same thing. Bhaiya, ek baat bolo. Tell me one thing. Why? Because he has still not heard what he wants to hear. He does not want to do the war. He is still insisting that I want to just leave the war and go. And you are also saying that Jnana Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Sankhya Yoga is superior. So I should leave the war. He has already internally convinced himself. And now he wants to hear that. But what Sri Krishna says, these two are not different. As Shri Krishna starts explaining, okay, you are confused, let me tell the whole thing again. What he is telling here, Shri Bhagavan Uvacham Sanyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreyasa Karavubhau Tayostu Karma Sanyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Sannyasa Karma Yogascha. Now Shri Krishna is also using a different tone. What he says, okay, you think this sannyas, jnana yoga and jnana yoga and this are different. So, okay, even if that is the case, let me assume that both sannyasa, karma yogascha, nishreyasa kara ubhau. First, he makes a declaration. What? That both sannyasa, here when we say sannyasa, sannyasa is basically referring to the Sankhya Yoga where we attain the supreme knowledge by renunciation, by a complete renunciation, by detachment from this world. For people who are on the path of attaining the supreme knowledge, that is the sannyas. When Shri Krishna is talking about sannyas here, it is not just the sannyas ashram that we talk about. Here he means the detachment, the detachment from within, the detachment that we are attached to the entire our belongings, other things, that attachment he is talking about. And karma yoga, we all already know about it. So both of them are nishreyasa karau bhau. Both of them are liberating. Both are going to take us to what? To the final destination where we are trying to get liberated. But since Arjun is insisting on selecting one, he says, okay, like the shopkeeper, he says, okay, now you are insisting that I come down on some price. And he just says, okay, for aapki bhi nahi, meri bhi nahi, let me just settle down on one thing. Shri Krishna says, tayotu karma sannyasat karma yoga vishishyate. If you are insisting to compare between the two, let me tell you that karma yoga is special. Karma yoga is vishesh, it is superior. Why? Ultimately, Shri Krishna, after this, we will see, Shri Krishna is going to tell that both are the same. They are not different. Ideally, what is the problem here? Try to understand. Both are same. What Shri Krishna is trying to say and what Arjun wants to hear are not two different things. What Shri Krishna is saying, he's talking about Sankhya Yoga, he's talking about Karma Yoga, but ultimately they both are not different. And Shri Krishna is actually trying to make Arjun understand this thing. But because he is not understanding, Shri Krishna says, okay, let me tell you that Karma Yoga is superior. Why it is superior? Just assume that we have to travel, we have to cross a river. Everywhere it is flooded, and now somebody wants to cross a flooded river or a place where there's all over water is there. Now, if this river has to be crossed by people, just assume that there are two young, healthy young men. they will nicely, they who know swimming properly, they can make an attempt to cross the river just by swimming. They don't need any external help, they can cross by themselves. But at the same time, there are some normal people, some ladies with children, some old people, some people who can't swim. So if there is a crowd who wants to cross the river, now at that time one boat comes, a sturdy, nice boat with an efficient boatman comes there, and if they say that, okay, all of you sit, we all will cross this river together. That will be more convenient, isn't it? Karma Yoga is that boat. For that, we don't need any efficient swimmers. We don't need any efficiency. We don't need any special kind of characteristics, special qualifications that swimming should be, person should know swimming, person should be healthy, fit, should be able to control breath. All these qualifications are not required for somebody who is sitting in the boat. Karma Yoga is that boat. And by the anchor of detachment, they can easily sail through this boat of Karma Yoga. And who all can sail? Everybody. And that is why it is special. Small, baby, small children, old ladies, men, young people, everyone, animals, everybody can board that boat and sail through this Mrityu Samsara Sagarat, this huge ocean of world we can all sail through by Karma Yoga. So it is for general people. But if somebody wants to cross by swimming, they need special skills, and they are the Sankhya Yogis who have the capacity to understand Atmagyan, who have the capacity to understand the Sankhya Yoga. For them, the special swimming skills are required. This is not required for those who follow the path of the Karma Yoga. And hence, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. That is why this Karma Yoga is special. So, for Arjun's satisfaction, Sri Krishna has emphasized on Karma Yoga. And further, what he says, Ye yassa nitya sannyasi yo natveshti na kankshati निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो sukham bandhat pramachyate. Here Shri Krishna is again elaborating the importance. Now we have said Karma Yoga Vishishyate. So what is Vishesh about this Karma Yoga? Just saying Vishishyate, Arjun is not going to accept that. And Arjun is Arjun, Shri Krishna's favorite. Shri Krishna says, don't understand why it is special. Niyasa nitya sannyasi. Why you should know why it is special. Why? What is special about a Karma Yogi? He is a Nitya Sannyasi. Nitya Sannyasi means what? In a continuous state of detachment. He is not attached to the emotions. Now, and there are some more characteristics. Now, just understand what is the difference between a samsari, that is a person who is in this world, dwelling in this world, and a sannyasi. Here, first, we have to understand that when Shri Krishna is talking about sannyas, the intent is not about people who wear the orange clothes or who have taken ashram sannyas. It is not this sannyas. Sannyas here is samyak nyasa, means complete detachment. What kind of detachment? Now we all are doing some or the other work. Let's take a small example of maybe just going to office. What do? We will work there, and then after we work there, we are expecting some return. When we are working there, we expect that I should get the honor there. When we are working there, we want that I will do only my work. I will do only a particular type of work. If I am working as an officer there, I will not do a clerk's job there. So what are these examples telling us? These are the three ways in which we are attached with our karma. That is the task that we do. How are we attached? One, we are attached to the karma itself. That we are attached to the karma that I am an officer. I will do only this kind of work. Anything inferior, I will not do. Anything superior also, that's not my job, I will not do. So this is also one kind of attachment. We are very, very attached to the task that we do. Then Palasakti is the second way of attachment. That is, we are very attached to the work in such a way that we want good returns out of everything that we do. This is a very incentive driven world. Anything that you do nowadays, we see a strange trend. Now, as children, I remember we all used to help our grandparents, parents, just like that. Now, the children also, in this modern way of education, they are being taught to help their elders, family members, also by incentive. So, you give me 10 rupees, I will clean this thing for you. Yeah, give me a chocolate, I will. This is something we are imbibing in the next generation. We have to be very, very careful when such ways of grooming we impose on our next generation. So they should be told to, they should have that seva bhav, irrespective of what I am getting from the task that I do. I have to do it as an obligation. I have to do it in return of the gratitude, as a gratitude towards my elders. This emotion is gradually disappearing. Why? Because we are very attached to what we get from the work that we do. We are a very incentive driven generation. We are heading towards a incentive driven world, and this is another way we are attached with our karma. And then ahankar, the ego of being the doer. I am the one who has done it. It is a credit driven world. So everybody wants to take the credit. Oh, this, yeah, she was not able to do, I only did it. Anything we do, we want the credit of everything. So it is a very credit driven world. So that is the third way in which people are very attached to their karma. When we start gradually detaching from these three ways, if we are able to detach from the things that we do, then that is the actual sannyas. That is the real detachment. That is the real renunciation. Then the task is being done. See, we recently we were talking about this Dashera. Dashera also happens to be the this year Dashera. The RSS Karyakarta, the RSS completed its 100 years uh, work. You see how those volunteers work with Niswartha Seva, with absolute selflessness, they are working. Nobody knows who are those Karyakartas. Nobody knows the names except the top two, three people. Nobody knows who are the people who helped people in the COVID, who are still helping the situations in different riot driven places, etc. We don't know, but the service is happening. So, no name, no fame, nothing in return. They are not seeking anything in return. This is just as an example I am telling. When people learn to do things in this way, this is the samyak nyasa, this is the best form of renunciation. And here, when Shri Krishna says that karma yogi is a nitya sannyasi, he is talking about this kind of renunciation. And he says that a karma yogi is yonat yahnat dveshti na kangshati. The not dveshti. He is not somebody who hates anybody. We this word hate is a very strong word, but we use it very very casually. People just hate anything and everything that they see around. Oh, I hate this, especially this Gen Z people. So use it this word very casually, but this is a very strong word. That feeling we should not have towards anybody. And a karma yogi does not have any feeling of detest, any feeling of hatred towards anybody, mm, any species, any human beings, even towards enemies. How Ramji was, Sri Ram's, we all know how the behavior of Sri Ram was when Vibhishan denied. He said, I will not do the last rituals of this Ravan. I cease to accept him as my brother. He was a Rakshas. He was he's Adharma personified. I will not do his rituals. What Sri Ram has said. If you can't consider him as your brother and do the last rituals, consider him as my brother and do the last rituals. See the magnanimity of his heart. What he the enmity has ended after the body is gone. After his death, there is no enmity. But how we hold grudges against everybody, this culture. Why Sri Ramji is Pujya for so many yugas is for this reason. His character, he is Purushottama. He has the best characteristics in himself. He has displayed the highest honor in his characteristics, and that is the culture that is embedded in every every particle of this Bharat, and that is why our scriptures also say, "Na dveshti, na kankshati." In return, they do not expect anything. All the freedom fighters, they knew they are going to die before the country is getting independence, but they did it for what? For the nation. Na kankshati, nothing expected in return. Nirdvandvo, nirdvandvo hi mahabaho. What are the different dvandva? Sukha, dukkha, happiness and pain. Hmm? When it is happy times, we are very, very happy. When painful times, we are very, very sad. Our reactions are extreme in both situations. In praise, we become seen of tan ke. We will be so full of our chest will be so full of pride. And one small feedback also we are not able to digest. One small feedback, anything said to us, we will not be able to digest. In case of praise, in case of insult, our reactions are totally opposite. But how is a karma yogi? In all these opposite situations, in this dvandva, they are what? They remain the same. Their reaction remains the same. Their outlook remains the same. Nirdvandva. They are, and here he is referring to Arjun as Mahabaho because he is trying to tell Arjun that all these qualities are there in you. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Very easily they are able to free themselves from all these bondages. So because they are now all these characteristics that we discussed, all these characteristics that we saw, what are these characteristics? Are they external characteristics that you have to change your get up to do? Is this are these characteristics of any kind of makeover? No, they are intrinsic changes. So what is karma yoga basically calling for? It calls for intrinsic changes, changes within. What is Sankhya Yoga calling for? That also calls for the same. So Karma Yoga basically is something which where the Karma Yogi does not desire anything, does not hate anything, who is always free from all kinds of detachment, who is free of all these dualities, and that is why they are easily liberated from what? From the bonds of this materialistic world. So they also attain what? The same thing. It is an intrinsic process. It is not an extrinsic external process. It is intrinsic process. And Sankhya Yogi is also the same. What are the characteristics of a jnani? You will see this in the 13th chapter. The characteristics of a knowledgeable person. All the characteristics are same. And because their intrinsic state is same, means what? They are leading to what? The same place. The characteristics of a jnana yogi, the intrinsic state of a karma yogi, intrinsic state of a jnana yogi are same. So ultimate destination is what? It is going to be the same. That is what Shri Krishna is trying to explain. Sankhya yoga prathak balav pravadanti na panditaha ekamapyasthatah samyak ubhayorvindate phalam. The Sankhya Yogi will also need to have these intrinsic states, same intrinsic state as the Karma Yogi. So Sankhya Yoga Prathak Bala. So because the intrinsic state is same, somebody who calls this two as different means they are not having the right aptitude. They do not have the right intellect. Literally, what is Shri Krishna saying? It is very childish to call Sankhya Yoga different from Karma Yoga. They both are same. So who says that Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga are different? Prathak Balaha. Balaha means children. So those, now children here doesn't literally mean the small children, okay? Not our kids, but the people who are childish by the intellect also. So those whose intellect is childish, those whose intellect is kiddish, they will find a distinction in the Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Na Panditaha. Panditaha means what? Panditaha is the intelligent ones. The intelligent ones, will not find any difference in the Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga is Buddhi Yoga or Jnana Yoga, which gives you the ultimate understanding of how the creation of this universe is, what is our relationship with the universe. All this knowledge becomes a part of the Sankhya Yoga. So Sankhya Yoga basically is the knowledge, gives you the knowledge of the Supreme. It is the one which gives you the most supreme knowledge. But because the intrinsic characteristics of a Sankhya Yogi and Karma Yogi are same, means what? The people can attain the same results that a Sankhya Yogi, that a Jnana Yogi are going to attain. So it is very childish for anybody to think that Sankhya Yoga is different from Karma Yoga. एकमप्यास्थितः सम्यगुभयोर्विन्दते फलम् एकम अपि आस्थितः, the fruits, the results of both these are established in one single place, and truly they are going to give you the same fruit, the same result. It is little theoretical, no? Understand this practically. We know Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya ji. He was a very knowledgeable person. He is a Jnana Yogi. He is a Sankhya Yogi. He has supreme knowledge. He has taken sannyas, proper sannyas. He has taken renunciation and pursued the path of knowledge, attained the supreme knowledge. He is a Jnana Yogi. Sri Krishna is who? He is a Karma Yogi. He has followed all his duty. He didn't need to, but he has followed all the responsibilities, followed the path of Karma Yogi. In the Sadguno Ki Sadhana song we sing, right? Karma Yogi Krishna Jaise. So, what the Karma Yogi like Sri Krishna? Their intrinsic state. There are some who are bhakti. So we will see, we will not get into that third part as of now. But when the time comes, we will see all of them are interrelated. So the intrinsic state of Sri Krishna, the intrinsic state of Adi Shankaracharya, the intrinsic state of Shukdev Maharaj. So Shukdev Maharaj also supreme knowledgeable person, supreme jnani. He was told by Bhagwan Vedavyasi that to attain the final knowledge, you have to go to whom? Janaka Raja Janak. He is who? Karma Yogi. So everything is interrelated. Externally they all look so different. How was the dress up of Adi Shankaracharya and Shukdev Maharaj? And how does Sri Krishna dresses himself? How does Janak Raja dress himself? They are supreme Karma Yogi, but their intrinsic state is the same. So, ekamapyastita samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. Both give the same results. So, they both are going to give you the same result. But when people are in a state of doubt, they will say, no, whatever you say, I still feel they are different. So what Sri Krishna says, he further elaborates, Yat Sankhyav Prapyate Sthanam Tadyogairapi Gamyate Ekam Sankhyain Cha Yogain Cha Yah Pashyati Sa Pashyati Ekam Sankhyain Cha Yogain Cha. See, so beautiful. He says that first, he has told that they are not different. If you are still not convinced, he says, understand that both are going to attain the same destination. The place that a Sankhya Yogi gets, the place that Adi Shankaracharya Shukdev Maharaj have got, the same place Janaka Raja is also going to get. Tad yogair api gamyate. There, Karma Yogi. When here the word yoga is used, it refers to Karma Yogi. Please keep that in mind. When it is talking about yogi, it is karma yogi. So tadyogaihi api gamyate. There karma yogi is also going to do. So ekam sankhya. So the one we all see normally. See, we are also now. This is we have seen at a high level. Understand this at our level also. Many times we also, almost all of us, at some point of time in our lives, out of frustration or out of whatever devotion, whatever, we have sometimes said that, अरे sometimes मन में आता है सब छोड़ के हिमालय में चले जाओ, अभी सब छोड़ के चले जाओ, let me leave everything and just go to the Himalayas, or just let me go and I want to just go and take a break from everything. Why does this come to our mind? because we feel that there the yogis are living in peace, that yoga is different, and the yoga that we do while living with our families, living within our families is different. So, because we have a different perception towards both of them, so we are in this category where we have a different perception towards Karma Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. We think those yogis are some supreme yogis who are doing sitting in an ashram and doing tapascharya. They are different and we are different. Because we also have this way, we also have this distinction in our vision. The people who see like this are not seeing the world in the right sense. Who is seeing that world in the right sense? Yah pashyati sa pashyati is for whom? The one who sees oneness in Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Ekam Sankhya Yogincha. The one who sees that knowledge is a part of this Karma Yoga. The one who sees that knowledge, the path of knowledge and the path of karma are not different. They both can lead to the same destination. One who has that perception sees the life in its true sense, sees the life in the right sense. That is what Sri Krishna is trying to explain. So, karma, but understand this is not being told about karma, it is being told about karma yoga. So, how the karma becomes karma yoga? It comes by the detachment. By the detachment. So, karma, it looks very easy. So, overall, what Sri Krishna is saying is karma yoga is simpler. But by saying it is simpler, it is not very, very simple because this detachment itself is slightly difficult. So, but compared to the Sankhya Yoga, this Karma Yoga is little easy. In that context, Sri Krishna elaborates further. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptumayo gatah yoga yukto munir brahma nachiredhadhigacchati. So, Sankhya Yogi, for Sankhya Yogi, it is very, very difficult. Why it is very difficult? Because being in this body, we all have continuously some or the other desires, some or the other wishes, some or the other emotions, which are always going to tie us up, isn't it? But the sannyasi, the Sankhya yogi, is not going to have all those. For him, it is easier, but for us to attain his form is very, very tough. It is not possible. Why it is difficult? Because here the word that is used is ayogataha. Here, what does it mean? Ayogataha is without yoga. Which yoga? Without karma yoga. That is referring to the detachment. Without detachment, it is not possible to have a proper renunciation. Hmm. See, somebody who will talk greatly about knowledge. Knowledge is important. Having Atma Jnana is important. Now there are, we see many people around saying knowledge is important. We have to understand that gradually this knowledge will be attained, but by practicing Karma Yoga. If we just follow karma and don't take any efforts to convert it into Karma Yoga, we cannot attain this. Hmm? Under this corollary is easier to understand. Ayogataha, if we are not converting our karma into karma yoga by the means of, what is the difference between karma and karma yoga? That detachment is making the entire distinction, difference. If we are not able to do that, then gradually what is going to happen? We are going to be stuck in this cycle of life and death. We are going to be stuck. See, this is a cycle. Karma is going to result in ichha, that is desire, more work, more desire, more fruits we will get, the desires will increase and they will keep you entangled. So what Shri Krishna says, sanyasastu mahabhaho dukkham aptum ayogatah. Hmm? If you do not make your karma into karma yoga, then what will you attain? You are only going to attain the dukkha unless you understand renunciation. Sannyasaha. Unless you attach with renunciation, you don't accept this yoga, you are going to suffer. But on the contrary, what are the characteristics of a yogi? He is a muni. Now understand this word muni. The one who keeps doing manan. What kind of manan in Sanskrit basically means contemplation. Means what? Thinking. What kind of thinking? Now we do certain things, but we don't take a moment to introspect. What am I doing? Is it right or wrong? We are just jitna sambhav tha, whatever was possible we have done, and we remain satisfied with it. But what Sri Krishna says here, that a person who is yoga yukta, means the one who is following the path of karma yoga, he is a muni. What does the muni mean? He is somebody who will keep contemplating, keep thinking, keep analyzing. What have I done? Do I have this attachment? He will keep comparing his state of mind with the state of minds of the adults. People will take a moment to understand the scriptures and make intrinsic changes, the changes within ourselves. We all feel mostly that we all are perfect. We don't take time to analyze, so we cannot become Muni. But if we understand what is a Muni. Muni is somebody who keeps doing his sadhana in such a way that they keep contemplating what are the intrinsic changes that I have to do. Such a person, Brahma Nachirena Gachati. They will attain the Brahma. So understand that even by following the Karma Yoga, we can become a Muni. Muni is not somebody who is having that particular costume of the sage. Even a Karma Yogi can be a Muni who is constantly contemplating, improvising his intrinsic state of mind. Hmm. So here in at this point of time, when it comes to attaining the supreme knowledge, the Sankhya Yogi can look like a hare. You must have heard the story of that tortoise and hare, isn't it? The tortoise, what he was doing, he was walking very slowly, and the rabbit, he jumped fast, he went and could have attained the destination. So Sankhya Yogi, by the means of tapascharya, can get to be the winner. But then because he is not attached, he has that thing, okay, मुझे तो मिल ही जाने वाला है. And in that ego, that I have knowledge, I have the experience. See, knowledge is incomplete without experience. So without experience of knowledge, knowledge is not only to be attained, it has to be experienced. And how it is experienced, it is shown in your personality. Hmm, that all those personality traits very beautifully are explained in the 13th chapter. We will not go there, but all the knowledge it reflects in what? It reflects in the character. So, a Sankhya yogi, he will be reflecting it in his character, and if he fails to do that, he will be distanced from the knowledge. But he has that speed. However, a karma yogi, gradually he can keep contemplating. Maybe his speed could be slow, but by a continuous contemplation, by remaining detached from this world, gradually he works in that same direction. And because he has that quality of the tortoise to introspect, within no time he can win the race. Nachirena digachati. He can win the race of attaining that Brahma Tattva. What is the ultimate destination? The Brahma Jnana. The Brahma Jnana can be attained gradually, but steadily he also can attain it. So that is what is very important about a karma yogi. Now, when Sri Krishna has given this assurance that a karma yogi will gradually attain, we don't have to worry about taking a complete sannyas, external sannyas. We have to understand how we living in this world can attain this. So now that we are convinced that by the means of this karma yoga, we can also attain what a sages are attaining in their tapascharya, whatever they are attaining, that we can attain. Now that we are convinced, we have to see what are those changes that should be within us. Hmm? What is the changes that we have to do within us to attain this same destination? Brahma Nachirena Digachati. We know these intrinsic changes we have to do. So now Shri Krishna explains that what are those intrinsic changes. Shri Krishna explains from the next shloka. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते. Yoga Yukta. Again here, when we are talking about Yoga Yukta, somebody who is devoted to the path of action. Here yoga refers to karma yoga. So a person who has decided, we all, after listening to all these merits of karma yoga, assume we have decided that we have to go on the path of karma yoga. So yoga yukta, the person who has decided to go on this path, who wants to reach there. Once we start on the path, how do I know whether I have reached there? For that, we have to see these characteristics. Am I a Vishuddhatma? What is Vishuddhatma? The one with a completely purified mind. How is the purified mind? Does not have malice towards anybody. Hmm, treats everybody with same way. Not that when we are eating good food and the maid comes, we give stale bread that is there in the house. Just as examples I'm quoting, nobody does, I mean, we all at least don't do. But as an example, this bhet bhav, this distinction that people somehow keep, that if they will not have Vishuddhatma, their mind is pure. Hmm? We help, see, when we are talking about just some time back about the next generation, if some thing is being done by our children, what we feel, it is good. If they do naughty things, say we feel it is good, they are breaking glasses with the cricket ball, it is fine. But if somebody else's child does, it becomes a matter of anger. Why? Because we don't have that nature of equanimity towards everybody. मेरा मेरा है दूसरे का दूसरा है मेरा तुम्हारा a mine your this distinction is very very clear in our mind. This is not the case of the person who is Vishuddhatma, who is Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma, who doesn't, who realizes the third characteristic, the one who realizes self, that whatever is the tattva within me, the same tattva, the same God, the same supreme Brahma Tattva is present in everybody. The same Atma Tattva, the same Atma, the same subtle substance which is known as Atma is present in everybody. The person who does not have this kind of intellect is, cannot become a Karma Yogi. And the characteristic that is mentioned at the second number, Vijitatma Jitendriya. Vijitatma Jitendriya, the one who has conquered himself. So when we see these advertisements, forget about great desire. One small thing. If we are looking at one, listening to one YouTube video, and in that one ad comes, how much we get distracted. Immediately we start browsing. One small ad creates the storm of temptations within us. Because we are not Jitendriya, we have not controlled our sense organs. We are not in complete control of our sense organs. And that is why we are not Jitendriya. But when we see that we are not getting tempted, when we are not getting distracted by anything, then we can say that we have attained that supreme state. Vishuddhatma, Vijitatma, Jitendriya, Sarvabhutatma, Bhutatma, who sees the same tattva in all, and Kurvanna Pina Lipyate. After doing everything also, what he says, I have not done. This has just happened. This is just done. They completely leave the ego of being the doer. Who has done? Parampita Paramatma has done. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, he wrote this a great book, Jnaneshwari. It is a mighty divine scripture. The best, Swamiji says that it is the best scripture on Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And after writing this divine scripture, what he says, this I have not done. This by the Guru Krupa, Ishwar has got it done from me. What Shivaji Maharaj, he has managed in such difficult society condition, he managed to create that Hindavi Swarajya. And after the coronation, he says, I have not done. He Rajya Bhava, he Shrinchi Ichha. It was the will of God that this has happened. It is by the power of that Shakti that this has happened. I have not done anything. And now see the recent politicians, how they are not done anything to make that flyover, but take the credit. I have made that flyover. Give their names to those flyovers and airports and all the different areas. So that is the difference in the vritti, that is the difference in our intrinsic characteristics, we should understand these examples to see where the gap lies. So we have to understand how is the difference in our outlook and the outlook of the karma yogis. So this is these are the different characteristics of the karma yogi, and similar are the characteristics of the Sankhya yogi also. What are the intrinsic state of the Sankhya yogi? How he is? He is also continuously in a state of detachment. All these characteristics that we saw, these come out of sannyasa, that is renunciation, that is detachment. The next two shlokas, Sri Krishna explains that how this state is prevalent in the Sankhya yogis while doing everything, all their activities also, they are in the state of complete detachment. What are those activities? See the level of detailing Sri Krishna has done in the next two shlokas. Naiva kinchat karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavid पश्यै शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् नश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्. They attain the same state, the state of the Vijitatma Jitendriyaha, by having a complete control over what? Their sense organs. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. So while doing all these activities, which activities? Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. Tattvavit here means the Sankhya Yogi, the person who has attained the supreme knowledge. Tattvavit is the knower of truth. The knower of the supreme knowledge is Tattvavit. Now, for such a person, he also feels that I have not done anything. He is in a continuous connect with the Brahma Tattva. He knows that the small activities that are happening, Pashyai, that I am watching, Pashyai, Shrinvan, listening, touching, Sprishan, Jigran, smelling. See small activities, Ashnan, eating, hmm, Gachan, walking, moving around, Swapan, sleeping, Shwasan, breathing. Hmm. In all these activities, Pralapan, speaking, Visrajan, in letting go of things, Gran, when we are taking things or we are letting go things, in possessions and in renunciation, Unmishan. Now this is the limit of how what detailing. Unmishan nimishan api, opening eyes and closing eyes. So Pashya, not only in seeing, but even in the small activity of closing and opening eyes, api Indriyani indriyateshu vartanta iti dharayan. These all activities, all these small activities, I am not in a position to do them on my own. All these are happening by what? On the orders of the Parampita Paramatma, on the orders of the God. All these are happening by the power of the God. I am not doing that. This is the intrinsic state of what? The Sankhya Yogi. See, so the intensity of Bhagavad Kripa, the intensity of his devotion is so high that, and it is the same. The Karma Yogi also feels that Kurvanapi, he even after doing, I am not the doer. The same thing is happening for Sankhya Yogi because he is not actually doing karma, but he is still living. And in that living, in the act of living, whatever actions are involved, Pralapan, Visrajan, Grindan, Unmishan, Nimishan, all these actions that are involved, these are the very acts of living. Sankhya Yogi says these small things also I am not doing. These are done by the God Himself, by that Tattva, by the Brahma Tattva. So this is the emotion of the Sankhya Yogi, and the emotion of the Karma Yogi we saw in the seventh slok is that even after doing all these actions, I am not the doer. So again, this is how Sri Krishna has brought about the similarities between the Karma Yogi and the Sankhya Yogi. And he says, he praises the state of what? The devotion that is present in both of these yogis. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन padmapatramivaambasa. What he is telling here, brahmanyadhaya, the one who is placed, who has completely situated himself, who is completely devoted himself to this Brahma Tattva, who is completely stationed in this Brahma Tattva, he has completely renounced Sangan Tattva. Whatever he does by complete renunciation, does not have the ego of being a doer. He does not want anything in return for all the things that he has done, and he is not attached to any karma that I have to do this, I have to do that. How? Why we call Sri Krishna Karma Yogi? Because when it was the time to take care of the cattle for Nanda, for his father, he did that. When it was the time to guide the rulers of those era, he went and guided all the rulers. When it was the time to help the Pandavas and Draupadi, he went and did that. When it was the time to become a charioteer, he became a charioteer. When it was the time to become the Ishwar for all the gopis, he became the god for all the gopis. So in all situations, when in during the yajna, when he had to clean the plates of all the Brahmins who had come for the bhog, he has done that also. He has cleaned the feet of Brahmins. He said, I want that duty. He has taken that duty for himself. He is not attached to any one particular karma. That is why he is a perfect karma yogi. Sangan tyaktva karoti yaha. He has no attachment in any which way towards the karma. And because of this, what happens? They remain untouched by sins. We have seen this in the third chapter also, that such a person, even if he does any sin, even if he ends up killing, it is not called a sin. Lipyate sapapena, they remain free. They do not get tainted by any sins. They do not become tainted by any sins. The sins cannot touch such a person. And then he gives an illustration, an example of what? A lotus leaf. How is a lotus leaf? Hmm? It is always in water, constantly in touch with water, but it does not let the water percolate within itself. It does not let the water go. The water remains on the top. Though it is always in water, it does not get wet. Similarly, a yogi, though he is living in this world, he does not get affected by this world. But how are we? We are like sponge. Hmm? Where slightest touch of water, everything gets absorbed. And that Sri Krishna explains in the next shlok. We will see how is the distinction between the yogi and the normal people happening. How Sri Krishna brings about this distinction profoundly. That from the next shlok we will see in the next session. The 11th shlok onwards we will take in the next session. With this, I offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev, with whose blessings we at Geeta Pariwar are able to go through this beautiful knowledge, and Shri Krishna himself, by whose grace this knowledge has come as a savior to all of us in this Kali Yuga. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much for your patient listening, everybody. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you. We extend our sincere gratitude for guiding us with such clarity and devotion, Didi. Now, shall we move to the doubt session, Didi?
Yes, sure, Didi.
I request all the participants to raise your hands and turn on your cameras to ask questions. Kritika Didi, please.
Kritika ji has raised the hand.
Kritika Didi, please turn on your camera.
Jai Shri Krishna, Kritika Didi.
Please
Pranam to you.
unmute, Didi.
Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai
Didi,
Shri
I wanted to ask, how can someone attain Bhagavad Sakshatkar?
That is what we are trying to learn in these chapters. This Bhagavad Sakshatkar comes when our mind becomes very, very pure. Basically, Bhagavad Sakshatkar is what is within us also. In the 18th chapter, you will see what Shri Krishna says there, that we get united. The bhakta, the devotee gets united with me, means what? He enters into me, he is getting united into me, means understanding that me and the Bhagwan is not different. For attaining that, what is the barrier that is there? Because Bhagwan is within us also. Our Atma is a part of that Paramatma. But we are not able to realize that because of all these doshas, all these impurities that are surrounding us, because of the ego, because of our proximity with the world. So gradually, when we clear our consciousness, gradually when we pull down that curtain of impurities, the intrinsic impurities, by following Karma Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, all these things, then we understand the it is in Marathi there is a very beautiful illustration that a drop of water, how it gets united with water. If you put it in the ocean, a drop of water, how it will get united. That is Bhagavad Sakshakar, that we understand that I am a part of this ocean. I am a part of this Parampita Paramatma. But that realization comes only when our conscience is very, very clear. जब अंतरंग शुद्धता आ जाती है, when our conscience become pure, we attain that.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, pranam to you.
Tarakeshwari Didi, please unmute yourself.
Tarakeshwari Didi, pranam Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi,
Didi, I can't hear you. Jai Shri Krishna Tarakeshwari Didi.
జై శ్రీకృష్ణ దీది శ్లోకాలతో అంటే ఎట్లా ఎట్లా భగవాన్ సే శ్రీకృష్ణ భగవాన్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు శ్లోకాలు ఎట్లా చెప్తున్నారు దీది మీరు?
Shlok number you want to know? Which shlok number you have a book? You can. I didn't understand your question. I just understood.
ఎట్లా అంటే దీది
Huh?
అంటే మీరు చెప్తున్నారు అంటే 5 చాప్టర్ చెప్తున్నారు.
I don't
దీది
understand Telugu very well. I'm very sorry. I understand very little. So.
Didi, I can help. I understand.
Great, Didi. Please tell. What? Yes, Tarakeshwari ji. Now you can confidently talk in whichever language you're comfortable. Please say.
ఓకే దీది.
You can say in Telugu also. No problem.
Doubt ఏంటో అడగండి.
ఇది మీరు శ్లోకాలు సన్యాసి అది కృష్ణ చెప్పారు ఇది మీరు శ్లోకాలు
ఏ శ్లోకాలండి? అంటే అర్థం చెప్తున్నప్పుడు మధ్యలో వేరే శ్లోకాలు చెప్పారా?
బాగా చెప్తున్నారు ఇది అంటే వాళ్ళు.
అంటే మీరు ఏమైనా అడగాలనుకుంటున్నారా? జస్ట్ బాగా చెప్పారని చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నారా?
కాదు ఇది ఆ దిది చెప్తుంటే వింటున్నాను ఇది.
Okay. Didi, just she wants to thank that you are reciting beautifully the shlokas which you are reciting. It's very wonderful recitation and like a mesmerization she is feeling.
Okay. Thank you, Tarakeshwari ji. Dhanyavadalu. Thank you.
Chetan Sarda Didi. Chetana Sarda.
जी जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी.
जय श्री कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी.
दीदी पहले आपकी तो आवाज बहुत 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 मीठी है.
वो भी
शक्कर
कृष्ण कृपा है.
शक्कर
मेरा
के
उसमें
जैसे मीठी है.
वो कृष्ण कृपा है, मेरा उसमें कुछ कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं है.
जी दीदी, ये इतना डिटैचमेंट के बारे में बात करते हैं तो ये हाउ टू बिकम डिटैच्ड.
हाँ, यही सीखेंगे. We are going to gradually see how to become. This is a very big question, but to understand this, it is like a PhD that we have to just assume. एक PhD हमको लेनी है. So it cannot happen by 1 day's 1 year study, right? उसके लिए हम अध्ययन कब से शुरू करते हैं? When do we start studying for the PhD? Not in 1 year, 2 year, 4 year. We start from nursery itself. Whatever education we've had from nursery, gradually it accumulates and then at the end it leads to that. So similarly, for a simple degree in our world, we need that much of patience and that many years of study and practice. So for something like renunciation, it is a continuous practice of multiple years. Where we start, We have to start from small, small daily activities. For instance, I have cooked something. Cooking also without renunciation is required, because then otherwise, that what step what I have cooked, we will put the status. People should admire us. That becomes another part of our attachment. So we have to, like what Sri Krishna says, Munihi. We have to start contemplating where all today I have sought appreciation, and to bring it into practice. One very simple thing that Swamiji says, that every day before you eat food, before you are consuming anything, take a moment to analyze that today what niswarth, selfless service have I done. That becomes a yajna. We have seen this in the previous chapters, that becomes yajna. Perform karma yajna in this form. When we start doing these small, small things, gradually that great renunciation will come. It is a very long process, but we have to go in that tortoise space, understand every, at the end of the day, just sitting and contemplating what are the different things which I could have done more selflessly, what are the things that I should do selflessly. That introspection is going to some or the other way going to take. If nothing, we this learn Gita, Gita Sevis, we all are doing what every day, chota chota. It is a yajna that is happening. Now, if not as a Gita Sevi on this online platform, offline, two children from the neighborhood come, and if they are learning something from you, then that also becomes a selfless service. We have to just think on those lines. And at the end of the day, Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. All these things, these are all small, small things. There are many things that we can do, but that contemplation we have to start somewhere. That what is it? Don't see this as that final destination कि मुझे एकदम renunciation मिलेगा. We have to start from analyzing our small daily activities.
Didi, for example, just an example, like elderly parents, they are having some of the other diseases. I take them to the doctor. I see them suffering. Or your child is having some problem, some stresses. So in such cases, Didi, it becomes very difficult to get detached. The logic, I understand. Totally, I understand. I get it. Yes. But practically, in such cases, then it becomes very difficult. How do you become detached if
Becomes
your child is
difficult.
suffering?
I totally understand. But this is very difficult. That's what Shri Krishna said. Though it is easy, it is not very easy either. But at the same time, we also have to understand that everything comes in a cycle. Practically, it is difficult, but Shri Krishna has told now when you will go to level 4, you will learn a very interesting flow. Matra sparshast kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha Agamapaino Nitya Sanstikshasva Bharata. All these difficulties are going to come and go. So if my child is facing some difficulty right now, I know that some good time is also going to come for him. And whatever that cycle is coming, I have to sustain, I have to Sanstikshasva, I have to endure them. After that comes the slok, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaren yauvananjara, that this continuous transformation that we see from childhood to adults to old age, this is a continuous transformation. It is painful to see our parents going through this aging process, but it is a natural process. Hmm. Ultimately, we all know that this is a journey, and when these shlokas, every day if one stroke we just try to imbibe and try to detachment also does not mean breaking bonds and ekdam becoming shrewd that nothing affects me. Even after having a soft heart, we can remain detached. We feel the pain, but that pain should not affect your internal stability. That is detachment. When people talk of detachment, one very important thing everybody should note is that it does not mean being harsh. It does not mean being insensitive to anybody's pain. It means that though we are sensitive, we do not let that affect us. I see the pain that my parents are undergoing, but that should not affect my stability. I will still follow my responsibilities and I will do whatever is possible for them. By being detachment does not mean I become insensitive to anybody's pain.
That means we should not become,
We should not
compassion
become
छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए.
compassion nahi chhodna. Remain compassion, but that compassion should not make you a weak person.
Correct. Okay. Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Hari
Hare Bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Actually, I want to explain this first line of the sloka 6. Sannyasastum ahavaho dukho maptum ayogatah. Actually, ayogatah, I am not able to understand what does it mean.
Ayogatah means the one who is not following yoga. Dukkham, here what it is, sannyasah tu mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogatah. The sannyas, if it is without karma yoga, the karma yoga, if you try to practice karma yoga, we all know what is karma yoga. Now this karma yoga, if I try to practice, what I am talking in karma yoga, this detachment, that detachment and all that. But unless there's whatever we talk about karma yoga, it is not, this is not possible without renunciation, a perfect renunciation, the sannyas. It is very difficult to, sorry, it is this is the opposite. In both ways, they are interrelated. Unless you attain a perfect sannyas, unless you attain a perfect renunciation, you cannot obtain the karma yoga also. Dukkha maptum. It is very, here the dukkha does not mean the pain that we endure in life. Here dukkha is meaning difficulty. Dukkham aptum. It is difficult to, aptum means attain. It is difficult to attain the state of karma yoga. Okay. So here dukkha is not attaining pain. Here it means dukkha. It is difficult to attain. In that context, that word dukkha is used here.
Ayogatah, does it
Ayogata means a state of with not having yoga. A state of no yoga means not following karma yoga. Not having karma.
Yes, without karma yoga, we cannot attain or attain with difficulty without karma yoga. It is difficult to obtain sannyasa without karma yoga.
Yes, without karma yoga, and also without actually it means without sannyas, karma yoga cannot be achieved. That is what it means.
Another small question, Didi. Actually, we are now in L3. We start with Panchamodhyaya, which starts with Karma Sannyas Yoga. But and Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, the difference between the two. But in fact, we have not been taught Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, which are in earlier chapters.
Now see, Sankhya Yoga is very, very difficult to understand. Now you understand one thing, that we this is a very small chapter. You will go through some very basic concepts of the Karma Yoga in this chapter, and more detailed concepts in the third and fourth chapter you will eventually see. But the principles of the Sankhya Yoga, that is the second chapter, basically it is like an index of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So what is happening there? The supreme Atma knowledge is first told, then a brief Karma Yoga is told, and then in the end, insight into the Sthita Pragyata is being given. All this is basically an short shrinking the Bhagavad Gita into this, that like when we start with an intro. So Shri Krishna started, he told everything in one go. And Arjun felt, oh, what you are saying? He said, I'm not understanding anything. You elaborate. And from the third chapter, that elaboration has started. So that second chapter is like an index. But now to be able to understand the summary of this entire book, we have to understand first the very, very basic things. What are the basic terminology? Suppose I want to learn programming. I want to start coding. First thing before I start learning computers is I have to know what is hardware, what is software, how to connect the computer. These basic things we learn. So the basic terminology is introduced, isn't it? That basic terminology for understanding Bhagavad Gita in the right sense is Rajogun, Tamogun, what are the gunas, what is the basic crux. So all that was introduced to you in the second level. So we have the basic terminology understood at the second level, L2. And then when we are coming this, the third level is primarily dedicated to Karma Yoga. Now in whichever order you understand it, the principles are going to remain the same. We have a schedule that we follow as per the calendar. So fifth chapter has come first for this new L3. The previous L3 that has happened, they had third and fourth. Some people had the fourth chapter first. but that does not, interfere with understanding of the chapter. Because as I told, these chapters are all interlinked, and the same principles in a round robin situation, they are going to come. What we started, this fifth chapter starts with a question, the third chapter also starts with a very similar question. Okay, so
Thank you. Thank you.
he was saying something, I think. Okay, no problem. Yes, Malti Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी।
Jai Shri
अ,
Krishna.
पहले तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके लेक्चर के लिए। इट वाज सो एनलाइटनिंग। And next, I am just basically trying to do my karma in various roles. Never mind karma yoga, because leaving the expectations of doing my karma is very difficult at the beginning. But I want a explanation, if possible, between expecting or achieving a goal versus being attached to that goal. Because whatever job we do, whether I'm cooking or whether I'm working or whether I'm treating patients, whatever, I expect a certain goal and do my job to the best of my ability. But is that really Nishkam karma? Because I want to serve good food to my family or
Yes.
get the best outcome for
This is a
a
very,
problem.
very beautiful question, Malti Didi. So basically, we have to have some desire. When we say give up on expectation, basically there are two things. We want to do good for the family, but not in return. I don't expect anything that I get the praise. Then it is a proper karma yoga. But being able to having a desire to do the best is a type of yajna. What is yajna? Here I will tell you a small definition. Any satkarma, any good deed has to be done in a particular, done for the benefit of the society or people around us, or for all the people around us. That is a yajna. It becomes a good deed. It becomes karma yoga only. So, and when we say give up on the desires, also understand give up only on selfish desires or on the desires which keep you entangled. But one should always have good desires. There is a very fine line between this, because this desires in Sanskrit is referred to as kama. Sri Krishna has says that calm itself is my form. So all these good desires that come within us. Now we had a desire to learn Bhagavad Gita and we have landed here. This is a very essential desire. Such desire should come to everybody. When such a desire has erupted in the mind of a devotee, means Sri Krishna himself has, you know, enlightened a part of our heart. So this is definitely a part of your karma yoga. But if after learning Bhagavad Gita only I want to just show off to others, see, मैं तो some big sadhu I have become, you don't know, and if we start getting that arrogance, then it is not karma yoga, right? So the same with the change of the perspective, the yoga will also change. So what is your real intent? That is going to make a karma, whether it is a karma or whether it is a karma yoga.
So have the proper
Always
intention and
have
leave.
good desires. Yes, always have good desires.
Thank you, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam to you. Bhushan Lal Bhaiya. Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
See, I have two small questions. One is regarding this ninth shalok. I couldn't get this nun mission, nimission, napi. I wanted the meaning of this.
Nun
What
mission.
was explained here? Non mission, nimission, napi.
Nun mission nimission napi. Closing and opening eyes. A small activity. It is not actually nun mission. It is unmission nimission. The real word, because of the sandhi, Visijan Grindnan, the Grindnan's half na become mixes with the unmission's u and it becomes nu. But here the mool word, the root word is unmission and nimission. Unmission is opening the eyes. Nimission is closing the eyes. Nimisha matra we say, no? When you must have heard this word in Sanskrit sometimes. Nimish matra ka samay means the time that is taken to close your lids and open. Nimish, this word you might have heard. People who know Hindi and Sanskrit, nimish matra means the time taken to close the eyes, close open eyes. So unmission means opening the eyes, nimishan is
Twinkling eye.
closing the eyes. Nimish is closing.
One more question comes to my mind. Why we start with Adhyay 12? Why not with directly from Adhyay 1?
See, this is very important because once people enroll for the classes, we don't know that if we just tell them that Bhagavad Gita is starting with Vishad Yoga. Vishad is what basically the sorrow that Arjun has. Then they will miss out on the important part that is there. Now, if somebody just enrolls for L1 and learns the Vishad, everybody might not have the enough motivation to go ahead. Sometimes it could be that we started off with L1 but could not finish. So, what is the most important and easy to grasp in Bhagavad Gita, that has been given first. That बाकी कुछ सीखो ना सीखो भक्ति सीख लो. Learn how to become the favorite of God. पहले important चीज सीख लो. फिर वो if that person is further interested, wants to go deeper into the Bhagavad Gita, then the chapters are introduced. Like I was telling the other bhaiya that level 2 whatever we are learning.
We directly go to 8th class, then we come to the first class. Is it so?
No, it is not class. No, listen. What is this Bhagavad Gita, sir? It is an entire conversation. Now, conversation is not a well-written book where it was not a well-written book where Shri Krishna says, okay, let me first write the preface of the book. Then let me slowly introduce the topic. No, this is a conversation between two friends, between two devotees. Who has given this form, this entire conversation, the part of as a scripture? Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has done, and he has put, okay, in this conversation, this part is where bhakti is. This part is where karma yoga is. This part is where this is. So that compartmentalization he did, so we can study the conversation. Here, if you want to do, that is why when we do Parayan, we don't do it from 12th chapter, 15th chapter, because there we are doing Parayan means we are chanting to get the blessings of Shri Krishna. There we do from 1 chapter to 18th chapter. But right now, what we are doing, we are not doing Parayan. We are trying to understand this conversation. We are trying to understand what Shri Krishna has told. We are not studying this as out of a curiosity. We are studying this to inculcate that knowledge. And when we are studying, when we study for exams, how do we study for exams? Whatever is most important, we study first. जिसमें से ज़्यादा एग्जाम में मार्क्स मिलेंगे, that topic we study first. For our life, what is most important, that we study first. Bhakti Yoga, become favorite of Shri Krishna. Purushottama Yoga, it is the kalash of this entire Bhagavad Gita. Learn that. Sri Vigraha of Bhagavad Gita. वो पढ़ लिया, most important study is done. Gradually we go deeper into the subject. So here we are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita and get in. गीता पढ़े पढ़ाए जीवन में लाए. अगर सिर्फ पढ़ने का ही इंटेंट है तो फर्स्ट चैप्टर से ही पढ़ो, पर जीवन में लाना है तो उसको एक अलग क्रम में पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Got it?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, भैया. जय श्री कृष्ण. प्रणाम.
अशोक कुमार जी.
प्रणाम. जय श्री कृष्ण अशोक कुमार भैया.
जय श्री कृष्णा दीदी.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
सबसे पहले तो मेरी श्रद्धा जी के लिए इतना अच्छा विवेचन किया चैप्टर 5 का.
प्रणाम
दीदी.
आपके आशीर्वाद से.
दीदी आशीर्वाद तो ऊपर वाले का है. मैं तो एक उसका नुमाइंदा हूँ या उसका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हूँ. तो मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऐसी है कि जो डिविनिटी है वो हम सबके अंदर है. आपके अंदर भी है, मेरे अंदर भी है, और वही डिविनिटी सब कुछ हमसे करवा रही है. Some call it consciousness, some call it Atma, some call it Tattva Brahma, some call it Bhagwan, some call it Jai Shri Krishna. Is my understanding right? That is the question.
Right. The divinity is in all of us.
So we are different only at the physical level, that's Roop, Prabhav, which you can call we are different at body level, mind level, intellect level, but conscious level we all are same. Is that right, ma'am?
No, actually, we are also not only physically different, we are intrinsically also a little different because our gunas are not physical gunas. See, like we have seen in the second level that our life is manipulated according to the three gunas. The Rajogun, that proportion is also different. So
Yeah, that's
we
right.
are not just one external ball and then an internal ball. Our structure is having lot of layers within. So what are those layers? Layers, all this. I don't know why today I am reminded of the 13th chapter so much. All those layers also we will see in the 13th chapter. Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. So we are the Kshetra. So we are made up of many different things. What are those different things you can see in the 13th chapter later? But so it is not that only our physical appearances are different. Our buddhi, mana, there are many things. Where are we same? In that very core. At the core, there is a small jyot, that is the chetana. Only that part is same for all of us. Beyond that, there are many layers. It's like an onion peel. You keep, cabbage or onion, you keep peeling layer by layer. That innermost core is only same, but externally there are so many things which are different.
Okay. The next question that arises, and you had answered also that question in response to someone else's question. But what comes to my mind is that since our divinity is, guiding us, our Tat Brahma or Brahma Tat or whatever you decide to call, I'm still a learner. I'm still started to walk on this path. So how does one know that you are, like someone taught me that every question you have, you pose it within and the answer comes from within.
You have, I think you are an ideal sadhak to study the 13th chapter only, I think, because this question is answered again in that, but I will tell you the answer for the reason. As our sadhana increases, now there is a kshetra jna, that is the atma within us. Now this atma within us, it assumes different roles. Now for those who don't do any sadhana, for them this atma is just like a CCTV watching. He doesn't do anything basically. Then gradually as our sadhana increases, our connect with our antaratma increases, it becomes a guiding force for us. And then later that portion comes where that Bhagavad Sakshatkar happens and we become united with the Parampita himself. So this happens in different stages. These different stages, how we cross, that we will see more in 13th chapter in detail. But as a sadhak grows, as his sadhana grows and as his sadhana grows, you will see that the role that is assumed by that Paramatma within us also changes. And as that role changes, from being just a CCTV camera, he becomes our guiding force, and gradually we become same as this Paramatma Tattva. That how that transition happens, you will see when we learn this Bhagavad Gita and different things. There are some very beautiful characteristics explained. So this happens to a knowledgeable person. What are the characteristics of a knowledgeable person? He is egoless, he is nirdvandva. All these characteristics are great characteristics of a knowledgeable person, which are again coming in 13th chapter. That person also has the great characteristics of devotee, which we have learnt already in the 12th chapter. Similar are the characteristics of a gunatita, which we have already seen in the 14th chapter. So at different places, all these characteristics that are listed, they are like litmus test. You know what is a litmus test? With a paper, you check whether it is a thing is acid or base, right? So these tests are like those litmus tests, which will tell you whether you are a knowledgeable person or not, whether you are an ideal devotee or not. whether you are a gunatit, have you transcended beyond the gunas or not. So that becomes our benchmark. Siddho ke lakshan, the characteristics of a Siddha Purush. Again, that comes in the 13th chapter. So all these are our benchmarks. There are five places in the entire Bhagavad Gita where all these are given. We should analyze along with these, and then when you complete learning all 18 chapters, this will come to us, and then gradually we have to keep those benchmarks and become a Muni and understand every day how we can practice it. Okay.
Thank you, Didi. Nice.
Thank you. Pranam to you. Jai Shri Krishna. Garima ji, Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam. Garima Vishal.
दीदी मैं बहुत रिसेंटली ज्वाइन की हूँ, अभी सिर्फ 2 ही सुन पाई हूँ, एक आपका और एक जस्ट इसके पिछले वाला। मेरे दिमाग में क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे कोई भी छोटा से छोटा डिसीजन भी होता है और अगर सामने वाला कोई क्वेश्चन कर देता है तो दिमाग पूरा डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है, वो उसको कैसे बैलेंस किया जाए? जो डिटैचमेंट वाला बात बोल रही है वो तो बहुत दूर है, पहले तो है
वेरी नाइस। ये जो डिटैचमेंट वाली बात है, इट इज वेरी ट्रू, इट विल कम वेरी नाइस। उसके पहले यही बात आती है, निर्द्वंद्व। So nirdvandva is one of the characteristics of a sannyasi. So you said renunciation, because this is English variation, I am answering your question in English, पर मैं इसको हिंदी में भी बोलूंगी, आप चाहे तो ये सेम प्रश्न कल भी पूछ सकते हैं, but just I'll tell in both languages for you. So what she is asking is a very interesting question, that renunciation comes very late. For now, the problem is that for small things, we all get affected. How to avoid that? Now, understand that this sannyasi के जो लक्षण देखे हम लोगों ने, the characteristics of a sannyasi that we saw, amongst them that one of the characteristics was being nirdvandva, means remaining same, calm in both situations of happiness, sadness, praise and insult and other things. If you go to the 12th chapter also, you will see sukha dukha, shitoshna sukha dukkeshu, shita ushna sukha dukha, in both the situations, how they remain same. Their internal state does not remain affected. When I'm coming to that. So this is one of the phases to renunciation. अब जब तक ये नहीं आता तब तक सन्यासी बन नहीं सकते. Till we attain this state, we cannot become a sannyasi. For that, there are a couple of things we have to do. Gradually, today I got angry, next time we determine that we will not remain angry. हम आगे गुस्से को कंट्रोल करेंगे, थोड़ा सा we will do with focus. Another thing that I personally feel we should also try is learning, analyzing the characteristics of great people. Now this nirdvandvata, it is very rare quality. We will not see in common people around us. We will see this quality only in great freedom fighters, in great people like Tilakji. Very often I give the example of Tilakji in my Vivechan sessions. How was his reaction when he was being given? How was the reaction of Charitra of Ram Charitra also, if we see. Tilakji also, if we see that he tried very hard that he does not get that jail because he had not committed any sin. So उन्होंने किया, but the government was British government, they had to jail. He said, okay, I am fine. He was so detached. Even in a jail, what will a person do? We will feel sad, roenge. We will have so much hatred and avesh within us. But what was his reaction? In that jail of few months, he has written a book on Geeta, Geeta Rahasya. Karma Yoga Shastra he has come. The name of that book is Geeta Rahasya. Entire Karma Yoga Shastra book he has written. You imagine what level of stability his mind has. In the jail, we will spend half of the time worrying and doing what not. When you think about that, automatically peace will come to us. When you see, when Sri Ramji had gone in exile, and Bharat ji came back, he asked Vasishta Muni, what happened? What was the reaction of Sri Ramji? Vasishta Muni said, I have seen his expression when he was leaving for exile, and I have given him the notice that tomorrow you will be crowned the prince. The expression that he had on his face when he was being crowned the prince, And the expression that he had when he was leaving for exile was exactly same. When we read such scriptures, when we read such charitra, ऐसे जब चीजें पढ़ते हैं, automatically somewhere our conscious mind starts registering these facts, and automatically our mind starts changing. If we just look at people around us, then our character is not going to change. So for that, learn the
Learn from great people.
चरित्र चरित्र देखिए, सुनिए, पढ़िए, रीड, स्टडी द स्क्रिप्चर्स, स्टडी, रीड महाभारत, रीड रामायण.
ओके दीदी, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि जो भी चीज अभी जैसे मैं जुड़ी हूँ इससे, तो कहीं ना कहीं श्री कृष्ण की जरूर कृपा मेरे पे बनी होगी कि अभी मैं इन सभी चीजों से जुड़ी हूँ. एक चीज मैं बस आपसे शेयर करना चाहती हूँ जिसका रीजन मुझे पता नहीं चलता है, कि जब भी पूजा करते समय या जैसे आप बता भी रही थी, तो मन में आता है कि क्यों नहीं मुझे एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं गॉड, और बहुत आंसू निकलने लगता है. मतलब क्यों भगवान विष्णु की मैं भक्त हूँ, और हमेशा मेरे मन में रहता है कि क्यों नहीं वो मुझे एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं, मुझे क्यों नहीं फील हो रहा है, और बहुत आंसू निकलने लगता है. कभी कभी बहुत एम्बैरसिंग भी हो जाता है, बहुत सारे लोग अगर पूजा में रहते हैं तो.
It is not to be embarrassed. Nothing has to be embarrassed. It's between you and your Krishna. It is fine. वो सहजता रखिए, कोई टेंशन मत लीजिए. That bhav is a very natural emotion. The devotion towards our, like the devotion that we have towards our parents, that devotion is coming to you. You are lucky. We don't have to feel sad about it. We don't ever have to feel shameful about, that we are being devotional. It is good. People are not able to reach that state. You are able to reach that state. वो भी एक प्रकार का आनंद है. It is a type of bliss. Enjoy it. And gradually Sri Krishna will also see. अब वो होता है ना, if two children are coming, one is just doing happily भजन कर रहे हैं, but ध्यान इधर उधर है, when they get a prasad, वो ऐसा है. One child is coming to you with this exile, another child keeps crying to you, I want, whom will you give more attention? You will give more attention. As a mother, we will give more attention to that crying baby.
True.
That
Thank you.
answers. भगवान तो माऊली है. Okay, he is our mother, father, everything. Okay, Jai Shri Krishna. Garima Didi, very interesting questions. Tina Didi, pranam to you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, thank you so much for a wonderful vivation. It's always so nice listening to you. Thank you, Didi.
All Swami Ji.
Didi, and can you please just tell me Sankhya Yoga again? I didn't understand it properly. Karma Yoga, I understood basically just detachment from your karmas.
I think Karma Yoga is very, very deep. It will come from, it is a very deep third chapter, fourth chapter. We'll see gradually in this chapter also. And Sankhya Yoga, in very short, Sankhya basically means the right intellect. So, understanding how the difference between the Prakriti and Purush, the supreme knowledge which governs this entire universe, that supreme knowledge, the knowledge by which we all, knowledge of, our creation, our nurturing, and our final pralay, and this thing, the entire supreme knowledge, the divine knowledge is basically Sankhya Yoga. So having a knowledge of all that, it is Sankhya. Now, Sankhya, it also refers to Buddhi, having the right intellect to understand all that supreme knowledge. That is why it is also referred to as Buddhi Yoga. And because it is about knowledge, the same is also referred to as Jnana Yoga. So they are slightly equivalent. But in detail, again, it will come in the level 4, where they will actually learn the fourth.
So, Didi, it's also the analysis of our actions that we need, that comes in Sankhya Yoga.
दीदी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
आएगी आएगी अभी आएगी. माई माइक इट लॉस्ट, बैटरी उसका चला गया. सो Karma Yoga, the analysis of your action is a part of Karma Yoga, not Sankhya Yoga.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam. Jagannath Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Akkavare. I'm Jagannath from Bangalore. My question to you, first of all, many appreciations to you for your knowledge and guiding us through this road of Bhagavad Gita. Many appreciations to you, sister. Thank you for guiding us. And my question to you is, see, you have taught us, made us understand Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Now I am in the path of Karma Yoga. Okay. So, how to stay with Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga in the same road? This is my question to you, Didi.
Can you please repeat your question? I couldn't hear you properly, actually.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. I think my network went momentarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
My question to you, Didi, is I am in the road right now. I am in the road of Karma Yoga. Okay. Now I want to travel in Karma Yoga and Sankhya Yoga parallelly. How should I travel? This is my question.
You are see what Shri Krishna said. We saw in this chapter just some time back that these two are not different. They are same. So if you are saying yat sankhya prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate, if you are already on the path of karma yoga, what you will get is the same as what you will get in Sankhya Yoga. Ekam Sankhyaincha Yogaincha Yaf Pashyati Sa Pashyati is the second line of this sloka. So they both are same. They are not very different. Through the Sankhya, through the Karma Yoga, if you see, what you will attain is going to be Sankhya Yoga. What this was the fifth sloka. The previous sloka, Shri Krishna has also said, Sankhya Yoga Prathak Bala Pravadantina Panditaha. Ekam apyasthita samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. So Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, we are, for our understanding, we have separated them, but basically they both are the same is what Shri Krishna has said. So if you are already trying to practice Karma Yoga, it is not very different from Sankhya Yoga. Ultimately, once you get the knowledge, your intrinsic character, your intrinsic state will become same as the Sankhya Yogi. Then the difference doesn't remain whether you are a Karma Yogi or Sankhya Yogi. You will become a Yogi. And that's what Shri Krishna wants us to become. He is in the 6th chapter when he says, Tasmad Yogi Bhavarjuna. Ari koi bhi yogi bano. Tasmad Yogi Bhavarjuna, because all are the same. All it is ultimately becoming the same.
My supplementary question, Didi.
Okay.
Because in Sankhya Yoga, it means detachment, if I am correct.
Karma Yoga also means detachment. Karma Yoga also, the previous Bhaiya had asked, no? Sannyatastu Mahabaho Dukkham Aptama Yogatah. Without renunciation, we cannot do Karma Yoga. That is what Shri Krishna says here. The 6th sloka. Sanyasastu Mahabaho Dukkham Aptama Yogata. It is not possible to attain this sannyas without Karma Yoga and Karma Yoga without sannyas unless we do renunciation from our actions. By doing renunciation from action, it does not mean leaving and not doing actions. It means not having the ego of doing actions, that I am the doer, not expecting anything in return from our actions, and not as being very choosy about कि मैं यही करूंगा वही करूंगा, not being very choosy. Whatever comes my way, selflessly I will do as a service for God. If I am an engineer, I am doing some service in my office. Along with the money is fine, but whatever I'm doing, it is because it is a blessing that I have got this job. So that intention should be there. The teacher, when he does, he will get salary in any which way. Whatever karma will get you, the rewards are going to come to you. But while teaching, I think that no, I am not only teaching to feed my family, I am also teaching to create great citizens for this country. So his his karma automatically becomes a karma yoga with that change in the perception. And without that, this karma yoga is not possible. So renunciation is not just a part of Sankhya yoga. Renunciation is a very critical part of karma yoga also.
Okay, thank you, sister.
Okay, thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. This fourth, fifth, sixth slok you can listen again and it will become more clear. Jai Shri Krishna, Tanuja Didi, pranam to you.
नमस्ते, जय श्री कृष्ण। मैं आपसे प्रश्न पूछना चाहती हूँ। मैं ऐसा कुछ कर रही हूँ कि मुझे थोड़ा गिल्ट होता है, क्योंकि आई एम नॉट क्वालिफाइड एज जिज्ञासु और एनी ऑफ द एग्जाम्स कंडक्टेड बाय गीता परिवार, and I keep telling people to join गीता परिवार and they don't normally। तो सोसाइटी में भी तो मैंने ऐसे परेशान हो कि एक दिन बोला चलो मैं सिखाती हूँ, तुम लोग ज्वाइन नहीं करते हो, तो जो मुझे थोड़ा बहुत आता है। और मैंने ऐसा मजाक मजाक से नहीं, सीरियसली काकी जी का ऑडियो ऑन किया, मेरे घर में पार्टी था, कि देखो स्क्रीन पे आ रहा है, उसको देख के हम लोग चैंटिंग करेंगे 12th अध्याय। और सबने किया, सबको बहुत मजा भी आया। एंड आई थॉट इट्स अ वेरी गुड वे ऑफ
बहुत
इन्वॉल्विंग
अच्छा किया आपने।
लेकिन मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा था कि मुझे ऐसा कुछ मैंने गलत तो नहीं।
देखिए, ऐसी कोई डरने की आवश्यकता उसमें नहीं है। लर्न गीता में वी हैव अ सेपरेट डिस्टिंग फॉर ऑल आवर ऑफलाइन वर्क। आप अपने पास ऑफलाइन अगर क्लास भी शुरू करना चाहते हैं, यू कैन विजिट आवर पोर्टल, यू कैन विजिट our Learngeeta portal. If you want, I can share you the number of one of the ladies who looks into this if you want to start a class. So Learngeeta is very open to all this, but at the same time, when you are teaching, it is very important that we teach as per the rules of Learngeeta also. So if you know your trainers, you can get your audio checked. Jigyasu exam, all these exams are very good to do. बट अगर नहीं आपने कंठस्थ किया है पर आपका उच्चारण अच्छा है, सो
मैंने
गेट इट
ट्राई किया,
वेरीफाइड।
हाँ,
Verified,
उच्चारण
get it
में
verified from somebody. And if not, all our audios are present on YouTube. Our material is very much available on learngeeta.com also. So you can obviously, what you did is a very good thing, involving people. You would not have been able to involve अगर आप खुद बोलते तो वो नहीं सुन रहे थे। सुवर्णा काकी जी's audio they heard and they liked it,
हाँ, वो
right?
स्क्रीन पे
Do
आ रहा
that.
था ना बड़ा, तो उन
Very
लोग को
nice.
हिट। मेरे
That
घर
is
में
very nice.
जन्माष्टमी
That
का
is the
सेलिब्रेशन
beautiful
था,
form of प्रचार आपने वो
तो
किया। उसमें से अब जिसको मनीषा होगी कि और डिटेल में करें, the one who feels that we should do it, somebody will be motivated to do, no, let me join and see. उसी में से आएगा। So we have to make these small efforts. This is a very good effort. So if you are not able to teach, then you can at
थोड़ा
least
थोड़ा मैं सिंपल बता दी, बिकॉज मैं भी 10 साल से पढ़ रही हूँ गीता
And if
और
you want
संस्कृत।
any kind of help, we have lot of
या
material available offline for
या
conducting the classes. Because there is lot of faculty dedicatedly working for all this. You can definitely take their
ओके,
help and start something at your home. Okay, so all those avenues are open with Learn Geeta. Don't
ओके,
hesitate, and any type of prachar that we do within the framework of Learn Geeta is good to do. You can always.
सो आई कैन प्ले द वीडियोस
You can always
12th और
play the
15th
video. No
अध्याय या
problem. No problem.
पब्लिकली, लाइक ऐसा सोसाइटी के हॉल में कुछ इशू नहीं है ना उसमें?
इशू ऐसा नहीं है, एक बार बता दीजिएगा
ऐसे ग्रुप में, जैसे मेरा ही अपना पर्सनल ग्रुप में,
पर्सनल ग्रुप में कर
पब्लिक।
सकते हैं, कोई आपत्ति नहीं है उसमें, as long as you are not infringing into the copyrights and saying नहीं
नो
गीता
नो नो,
परिवार के
ऐसा कुछ नहीं।
चैनल से कर रहे हैं, करिए, कोई
हाँ
आपत्ति
जी
नहीं।
जी, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू धनुजा दीदी। जय श्री कृष्णा।
I think the doubts analysis was. Thank you for clarifying all the doubts, Didi. Thank you very much. Just as our freedom fighters, including Mahatma Gandhi ji, drew strength from prayer in their struggle, let us also conclude with prayer as a source of gratitude, courage, and guidance for our journey. For prayer, I would like to welcome P. Shanti Priya Devi from Hyderabad, a graduate and a homemaker. Joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2024 and currently serving as technical assistant. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. I am very much blessed to get this opportunity.
Very happy to see you, Shanti Priya Didi. Jai Shri
Okay,
Krishna.
Didi. Yogesham Satchitanandao Vasudevau Vrajapriyam Dharma Samstapakam Virang Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum.
Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful prayer. I would like to thank Shraddha Raodeo Didi, a very vigilant and hardworking technical team, Vivation team, Geeta Pariwar, and every sadhaks for being a precious part of today's session. We will meet again in the next week session with new learnings. Request all you to unite our voices in the recitation of Hanuman Chalisa.
Thank you, Bhargavi Didi, for your patient, pleasant anchoring today.
Thank you.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन वसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।